So, I have a sponsor for the show. How exciting. Now, I know that we all love online shopping. Need to go to sleep? Nah, I just remembered. I need a new dress. I need shoes, a bag, and I need sunnies. Yeah, I need a few things. For competitive online prices and some new styles, go to www.alianastore.com and shop away. Just make sure you go to sleep after it. So that's www.alianastore.com for all your online shopping needs. So, how do you solve a problem like Mariah? As my brother said, spoiler alert, you can't. So there you go. I'm just an Australian girl with the world at her feet, working in public relations and communications, who is learning about life and myself every single day. Join me as I tell you stories, share my outlook on life, and just talk utter garbage. This podcast is where I talk about my world, your world, and the world around us, to hopefully inspire or just entertain. But it'll be fun, I promise. Now, actually right now I'm in Vietnam, living the dream. So this is something I prepared earlier, actually the night I left for Vietnam. Stay tuned for that podcast episode on all of the McInnes family dysfunction as we take on Cambodia and Vietnam for 3 weeks. On today's episode, I have a bit of a travel theme, but I also have my dad who joins me after a few beers and a bottle of wine from Aldi, mind you, which I recommend you buy, 1.5 litres for $20 rosé. So that's something you should all give a go. I talked to my amazing housemate about her big trip to Australia. I have a great fake tan hands life hack, and my recommendation could well and truly help you look at the brighter side of life. Also, my brother and his girlfriend joins the show to talk about their American antics. So let's get started. Welcome, I'm back for another compelling episode of How Do You Solve a Problem Like Mariah, and I've got a co-host today. It's my dad, Wayno. Say hey, Dad.
Hi.
We're leaving for Vietnam tomorrow, so we've had a couple of wines and beers. This will be an interesting episode, that's for sure. My life hack for this episode is for the girls, but also maybe the guys who like to fake tan. Dad, do you like to fake tan?
I don't need a fake tan, but people that do, it's a good look, yes.
So one of them is to get a glove or the tan mitts that actually have the thumb in it, which actually improves your tanning spread experience, Dad. Just in case you needed to know that you need a tanning mitt when you fake tan. But anyway, trust me, get a tanning mitt with a thumb in it. Or if you don't have a glove and you need to get the tan off your hands quickly, it's just everywhere and there's patches and really annoying, use toothpaste. Toothpaste, Dad.
I never realised it was so hard to get a tan. Just go out in the sun.
No. Sun safety, please, everyone. And yeah, if you actually wash your hands with toothpaste, it gets the tan off your hands. So that is a game changer for everyone. All right. What's that, Dad?
I have enough trouble brushing my teeth with toothpaste. So you can put it on your hands.
All right, so moving on. Loads of us are moving overseas now, and it's definitely a massive goal of mine. So I brought my housemate on the show today to talk about moving overseas, to talk about motivation and just following our dreams in general. So let's catch up with Jenna. So welcome, my housemate Jenna. Now first, just tell everyone who you are and just share a little bit about yourself.
Hello everyone, I'm Jenna, I'm Mariah's housemate, and I'm just over here travelling around Australia.
Living the dream?
Living the dream.
So what made you want to come to Australia in the first place?
I think back home, Australia just seems to be the place to go if you want to go travelling. So that was why I decided Australia. And I knew a lot of people that have been here before and liked it, so.
And what made you actually do it in the end?
So it's something I've wanted to do for years, and I just kept putting it off, and I went to Berlin at the start of the year, and I was there with a couple of friends and we'd done this bar crawl, and while I was there we met up with other people who were taking part in the night, and there was one girl who was from Sydney and she was there herself. She was studying in Madrid and came up for the weekend herself to Berlin, and then there's another guy who just flew over for the weekend from South Africa, and he was there himself, and they were just having the best time. And that was always my worry, that going and doing it myself but when I seen that these people were doing it and it was just nothing to them, so I thought I'll give it a bash.
And how scared were you when you first came over?
I flew from London, so I went from Glasgow to London, and that day in London I was freaking out big time. I was like, just get on a plane back home, like, what are you doing? Why did you choose Australia as your first place to travel yourself? It was furthest away point from home. But I calmed down. It was just nerves, and I'm so glad I'd done it. When I first got here, obviously I was really jet lagged and stuff, so the first day I was a wee bit wobbly. But after a couple of weeks, I really settled. It took me longer than I expected to settle, to be honest with you. It really did. I thought I'll get here, get my apartment, get a job, it'll be great. But it took me a good couple of weeks before I got to that level.
And what has the experience been like so far?
Absolutely loving it.
Yeah.
Loving it every minute.
Will you live with us?
Yes. Highlight.
Well, what are your highlights of your time here?
I done Great Ocean Road a couple of weeks ago. That was incredible, absolutely gorgeous. I've done 1,000 Steps, is that what it's called? 1,000 Steps, that was amazing.
Hard.
It was hard. I underestimated that. We went to Brighton Beach, that was beautiful. I think just like over here, when you go on nights out or there's like events, it's just brilliant. Like there's always something to do, so like whenever, even if it's like a Wednesday night and we go to the night markets, it's brilliant. Like just wee things like that. Just there's been loads of different things that I've just really, really enjoyed.
And you've met so many people so far.
Yeah, I've met so many amazing people, and it makes it all part of it, really. It just
yeah, definitely. And what about the low lights? Because obviously it's not always fun.
Nah, obviously being away from home and stuff can be upsetting at times. Well, that week before Robbie arrived, my brother's over here now, so it made things a wee bit easier for me, but I was just feeling a wee bit homesick, and but then I talk to my mum and dad and my friends like all the time, so it makes it easier knowing that you can talk to them at any time, really. But yeah, obviously it's hard,
and and especially moving out of home, let alone to another country, is massive. And lots of people that move like fresh 18 or something like that, and they've never even lived out of home, and they move to a different part of the world, and I think at the start you think how great it will be, but it's terrifying. It's massive.
Absolutely. And I think like you underestimate that sometimes, but me and my family, we always said like if we ever needed to if we needed to see each other, like a couple hours, we could all meet in Dubai. We just need to make sure
just get to Dubai.
It was the halfway point.
So you said obviously you talk to your family a lot, so how do you manage when you're feeling a bit homesick? Like what do you do to get through it?
Usually just like I just need to think about it, like appreciate the opportunity that I've got while I'm here, and not get down on that I'm away from home, because this is something that I've said before that I've wanted to do. So I just have to be like, right, come on, you're homesick, but everything's fine back home. Like everybody's there for me, like kinda
be grateful.
Yeah, basically. Just be like, hey, listen, look at the opportunity you've got here, so
make the most
of it. Absolutely.
For sure. Then, so okay, what advice would you give to someone like me wanting to move overseas?
I would say, I don't really know, because I was thinking about this. The things that I learned when I first got here, I don't know how I would have found out about them other than doing it myself. Yeah. Because when I first got here, I had booked my Airbnb and thought I would get my job, and daft things like my SIM card for my phone. I just didn't even, obviously I thought about, I'll get a contract over there, but when you're there, it's different. So I really don't know. I would just put as much things in place as you can do. Obviously all your official things, you need your visas, you need over here it was your tax file number, all of that kind of stuff. I'd kind of had an idea in my head. I knew what I had to do, but otherwise staying in a hostel a couple of nights, knowing that you need padlocks, like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like
Shower shoes.
Shower shoes, yeah. Like it's things that you just learn when you get here. So I think like in reality, as long as you've got some money, got your phone sorted, got your passport, got your visa,
just do it.
You can go for it.
Yeah. And I think like to find out a lot about visas and stuff, was it from people you know, or was it just research online?
Just research, mainly research online. Basically, just like government websites and things like that.
Yeah.
Again, I don't know, like maybe you would be good to talk about this kind of thing. Like, is there travel blogs?
Yeah.
Like actual, not like traveling around, actual moving somewhere. This is what you need in place.
Yeah, lots of people write blogs on that kind of thing, which is helpful. But yeah, I think a lot of it you learn by doing, really, absolutely. And everyone's experience will be a lot different. Yeah. But then again, so what's your advice for someone wanting to follow their dreams in general? Because obviously this is massive, like moving over another side of the world's huge, and it's a dream you wanted to do. So how did you just bring yourself to doing it?
I think it took me years to finally do it. It wasn't just I'm going to do this kind of decision. And I think like when I was telling people, because I booked it so quickly, they were like, oh my goodness, like how are you doing this? Yeah. But it is something that I had been wanting to do for a while, so I had put a lot of thought and a lot of planning into it. Yeah. It wasn't just something that I was like, I'm going to go for it. Yeah. Obviously it gets to that stage where you have to just go for it and book the flight, but
we're laughing because Abby's just come back from the shops up the stairs. Hey.
We're gonna edit.
Not editing that out, that's gold. You can't plan that. What'd you get from the shops?
Popcorn. Yay.
We're in day 2 of a hangover. From the Melbourne Cup.
Melbourne Cup highlight.
That's a highlight. Yeah. Low light, weeknight drinking.
Yeah. Wednesday.
Dealing with life. Is there anything else you want to add? Is there anything you want to say to anyone?
Just
grow a pair. That's what you said before.
Nah, I think like if you really want to do something, like as long as you take educated risks and not just throw yourself into something daft. Yeah. You know what you're doing. You've thought about it. Yeah. Logically, and think, right, okay, this is something I really want to do. Yeah. I'm going to go for it. 100% do not regret in any way, shape or form coming over. It's been the best thing ever, and I really, I'm going home for a wee while, but yeah.
TV continued. Jenna's coming back. We'll let you know what happens with Jenna.
Living the dream part 2.
Coming to you soon. Nah, thanks for coming on my show. This has been my first face-to-face interview, and you did awesome, and we are so grateful to have you here because it's been so much fun. Aww. And living the dream part 2 coming soon. Alright, and now I don't know if Dad wants to hear this bit, but I'm going to talk about the Melbourne Cup. Did you pick a winner, Dad?
I should apologise to anybody who followed my tips for over the Melbourne Cup Carnival because they didn't work out too well at all. So I apologise firsthand. Winks is the only winner I got, along with the rest of Australia.
Yeah, Yucatan, no good, Dad.
No good.
But that's fine. His other horses won during the day, but I didn't follow any of them. I went for Toy Boy, paying at $151. Toy Boy, no good. Alright, so I went to the Melbourne Cup, and for those who know, it was torrential rain to the point where it was ankle deep, and it was all a bit of a disaster. But once we got our photos, we enjoyed the day. $42 for a bottle of Prosecco. Share that.
Is that cheap?
Not really, but at the Melbourne Cup it is. And it rained pretty much on and off, so it was fun, but the Melbourne Cup is a bit different to Derby Day. It's a little bit like the local races, just at a bigger stage.
Be nothing like the Maui Cup, I'll guarantee you that.
Some people might not know what the Maui Cup is, Dad.
Oh, well.
Anyway, good day out. So after that, we decided that we'd go into the city to have a couple of drinks because it was starting to rain again. And we headed to Garden State. Have you been there?
No.
Okay. What's your favourite pub in Melbourne?
The Mail Exchange.
Welcome, stranger. The Clock Tower.
Good, and the Clock Tower.
If it's got pokies and a TAB and beer, Dad will be there.
What more do you need?
So if anyone listening that owns a pub in Melbourne and would like to invite Dad, he will accept if you have a TAB, pokies and cold beer. Is that right?
Correct.
Okay. So anyway, we go, which the Garden State has none of those. Well, they have beer, but probably not beer you'd like, and no pokies.
Not craft beers.
I think so.
Not real beer then.
Okay. Apologies if anyone's offended. Anyway, so we went to the Garden State and we were with a couple of my housemate Jenna's friends from work, and their friends, all Scottish. And one of them named, I don't know if we should name him, but last name Jacuzzi, because he had a jacuzzi on the top of his apartment building. Had a view of the city unlike you wouldn't believe, Dad. Dad is a lover of views, and this was a view. Very nice view of the city.
Room with the view?
Room with a view. Anyway, that was the chair, by the way.
You sure?
It was your chair. Anyway, so we were up there and it was about 6. Obviously had work the next day. We bought some drinks, some chicken crimpies for dinner. We do like a chicken crimpy shape, another recommendation. And we ended up sip passing Fireball whiskey. Have you had that before?
No, I haven't. Doesn't sound like a good move, though.
No, it wasn't a good move. Anyway, and I even tried beer. I was drinking Furfies.
Really?
Yes. So anyway, looked at the time, 11 o'clock at night. Time to go home. Safe to say. Got McDonald's on the way home. Went to bed at about 1, I think it was, which I was cursing myself because I had work the next day. Anyway, any comments on that, Dad?
Yeah, I would. I get a phone call the next morning from my responsible daughter who wanted to know whether she'd be right to drive to work.
No, hang on, let's just back up. I asked you, should I get an Uber? So I was thinking...
Are you right to drive to work? As I said. And the only thing I can say about that is if you actually have to ring someone to ask them, are you right to drive to work, then obviously you think you're not.
Yeah.
So I guess the sensible thing to do would be what Mariah did and get an Uber.
So I was responsible. I got an Uber and it cost me $50 to get to work.
Which adds to the rest of the losses on Cup Day.
Yeah, so not only did I lose on Toy Boy, I woke up, was not feeling great, so I got an Uber to work. And then as I was going upstairs, there's nuggets all down the stairs. McDonald's nuggets.
I'm glad you cleared that up. I wonder what sort of nuggets they might have been.
Chicken nuggets. A mess, absolute mess. Anyway, so I end up having to I had a hair appointment that day, so I had to get a co-worker, Mervyn, good old Mervyn, to drop me off at the hairdressers, and then Abby, my housemate, come and picked me up from the hairdressers at 8 o'clock, and we got charcoal chicken and went home and went to bed. So that was my Cup Day experience. First time I've ever been to the Melbourne Cup, and probably going to be my last. Word of advice to everyone, do not drink during the week when you've got work the next day. We learned that. Anyway, we're going to go into some more antics, but not from me. My brother Campbell and his girlfriend Millie literally just got home from America. We just put them in the car back to Gippsland, and I got them on when they're at the airport in Sydney, although they were pretty tired, so thanks heaps to them who joined me. So we'll just have a listen to their time in America. It's actually really funny. We'll just hear what they have to say.
It's been freaking hectic getting through here. I nearly knocked some lady out with a litre bowl of Jim Beam.
I've started recording.
She deserved it though.
Yeah, I went to get me 2 bottles out of the thing and didn't realise I tied together. We're in a bit of a rush to get off and just gone her in the head. Like, hard, like,
Oh, are you there?
in Hawaii in the morning, playing ice bar with a kid in the line, so probably
What?
karma for her, I reckon.
It was. She was a bitch.
Alright, are you ready?
Yeah?
Yeah, are you ready?
On the speaker on.
speaker came on.
No, it's off speaker now.
No, it's not.
Look, you there?
Yeah.
Oh, no, something's happening. It keeps turning off speaker.
Alright. So, welcome Campbell and Millie. What are your overall thoughts on America First?
Really? Really good?
Yeah, really good. Very different to what I expected. Not as cheap as I was thinking. But overall, really liked it.
Yeah, no, I thought it was pretty good. Just like it's just so busy, like the amount of people and that. They were pretty rude though, I thought. Like, they're not as nice as...
I don't think they like Australians very much in certain places.
Yeah, like Hawaii, they were good.
Yeah.
New Orleans, they were friendly, but the other places like LA and New York and that, they were a bit... Yeah, they weren't as nice.
Yeah. So, what was the main things that you learnt while you were there?
Main things we learnt? Oh...
Tipping shithouse?
What?
Tipping shithouse?
Tipping is the most confusing, stupid concept I've ever come across. Like, it makes no sense, and their tax makes no sense as well. The tax is terrible.
Yeah.
You want to talk about the handbag?
Michael Kors, oh my god. We, when we were in Hawaii, we went to Michael Kors at the outlet, and it was like 70% off. Yeah. And so, like, I wanted to buy a $500 handbag that came down to what? Yeah, so we got like 95% off. So it was $500 down to $62, and then with whatever tax. And then got to the counter, and the handbag was like nearly $200. Oh. Because of the tax added on.
Tax added on to the full price.
I could not work it out. I thought tax was like 10%, like GST, and then we're like standing there at the counter and they're scanning a heap of stuff.
It was still like really cheap.
Yeah.
But
it made no. I could not work it out at all. Because everything else I bought was just like, add like $2 or $3 for a t-shirt or whatever. Yeah. But that was literally 95% off, so it should have been like at least under $100, and somehow it was like 150.
Maybe they added the tax to like the overall original price.
Yeah, I think that, but still, the way it worked out did not make any sense to me. So we just walked out because it was like, no, I can't bother dealing with it. But tipping, don't even get me started on tipping. That's just like, I just don't get it.
Yeah,
just don't get it.
Did you notice a lot of homeless compared to
a lot more than Australia?
Yeah. Lots in New York.
Yeah.
New York was the worst because we would be like, Campbell would buy a hot dog every night. Or multiple, and homeless people would come up to you while you were in the line of the hot dog stand and tell you that they've, like, one said that he just got released from jail last night and had no money, and Campbell gave him money. And
I wasn't fucking with him, no way. He's scary looking. Yeah, I reckon I would have gave up like maybe $5 while buying hot dogs.
Yeah,
I bought like 8 hot dogs in like 4 days. They knew my weak spot.
Oh god! So, what was your favourite place then? Do you reckon?
I reckon for me, probably New Orleans, just because of like the party and I don't know, just the people there were really nice. Like, all the bartenders and that, like, I don't know, they were just a lot more friendly, and like they just like the tourists a lot more because they're not as busy down there. So I think they embrace their tourists a lot more. Hawaii was good.
I loved New Orleans, but I think I liked Hawaii the best.
Yeah,
it's just so nice.
Yeah, really beautiful. And what would be your tips for people travelling in a relationship? Because I felt like you did really well, but I don't know, that's what just your Insta stories and everything look like he's got on really well, but some people just don't. So what are your tips?
Insta stories aren't always the truth, but I think we learnt that, especially for Campbell and I, we don't see each other at home.
Yeah.
We don't see each other every day.
Yeah.
Every minute of the day. So we were kind of starting to drive each other crazy.
So pretty much annoyed you, that's what you're saying.
Yeah. So we think like it's good to not spend every minute of the day together, like if you can, to separate and do your own thing.
A couple of days, but because you get getting lost. That's why I didn't want to leave you. You're the worst sense of direction ever.
No,
Yeah.
we didn't have a lot of free time because it was a very busy holiday.
Yeah.
But if we had more free days, then 100% we would have, I would have gone off and done my own thing, and Campbell would have done his own thing.
And you would have got lost, and I would have to try and find you, and it would have been a saga.
That didn't happen once.
Yeah, it did actually. When you ditched me in the shopping centre in Vegas.
No, that's because I didn't have Wi-Fi.
Ridiculous. No sense of direction. Anyway, we'll move on. But no, I think budgeting, we're talking about that, the budget. You got to stick to a budget and just put your money together and just, who cares? It's coming off the one card, so you don't have to argue over who's paying for tea or who's doing that.
Yeah.
I think at last trip in Bali, we sort of got argued about the money a heap.
Yeah.
Because it was all cash, but this one was all on the travel card. We got out $1,000 at a time or whatever, and it was half, so if she wanted to buy something, she bought something.
Yeah.
I ended up catching up in the end on shopping. I'm not in Hawaii, bought a heap from Adidas, so that's I think that's get a budget, and I'll keep to your daily budget too.
Yeah.
I think Vegas we blew like 1,200 in 2 days, but that's because we're well ahead of budget. So
and it was so cheap in Vegas.
Vegas, some of the outlets are wicked.
Yeah, no, they're really good.
Outlets are awesome.
So, what do you reckon your highlights were?
100% Dr. Phil.
Yeah.
And what else did I say? Dr.
Canyon.
Phil, Grand Canyon, and the luau in Hawaii.
Oh, yeah. What about you, Campbell?
No, actually, the basketball was good. I like the basketball, the sport. Grand Canyon helicopter was wicked. I didn't mind Disneyland. Some of the rides there were pretty cool.
Yeah.
Universal was pretty cool.
Universal was good.
And actually, Dr. Phil wasn't actually a lot better than I thought.
How long did it go for?
Half a day. 5 hours or something. But by the time you line it, it's probably like 2 hours or 3 hour show.
You see 2 shows.
Oh.
So we'll be on 2 shows when it comes on.
When's it come on?
Oh, they don't know. They literally could show one episode one day and then the next 6 months later or something.
Oh. Are you sworn to secrecy?
Millie watches it every day, so she'll find it.
Can you tell us what the shows were?
What's that?
What
was one of them was some chick just kept cheating on her husband flat out.
She was a serial cheater. And the other one was...
That one was good. What was that?
What was the other one?
The child.
Exes at War.
Yeah, it was like a child custody battle one, and Dr. Phil just walked off the set and called it early.
He just cancelled the show. But he said he's still going to air it because it has some values in there that
was a good episode.
Yeah.
Oh, stay tuned.
Dr. Phil got really angry at that.
Yeah, pretty funny. But Universal, New York was good. I like all the sites in New York.
Yeah.
And as you can hear over the mic, we're about to catch a flight home.
In Sydney.
What else is good? There's everything. Pretty much every city. We had some highlights.
You all have highlights. Hard to pick a favourite.
Yeah, New Orleans was good.
Yeah. So.
Street goes off.
Yeah.
What were the low lights then?
The flight delays.
Oh yeah.
We seemed to just. I literally thought we were cursed. Flight delays and transfers not showing up.
Yeah, we had a shit time at any bus.
Yeah.
I think we missed. We had 2 transfers not rock up, and 2 bus rides just go for ever.
Wow.
What was it, the LA Star tour? Tell them about that. That was hilarious.
Yes.
It was probably the best day until after lunch. It was one of those Hollywood ones where they show you where all the famous people live.
Yeah.
And it was actually so fun. And then after lunch, we went to downtown, and it was just really boring. Everyone was kind of over it because it was an 8-hour tour. And then we had one little last stopover, which we didn't realise we were having anyway. And he said, take 15 minutes in this Mexican place.
Yeah, it was like downtown.
It was so shit. And then get back on the bus. The tour was meant to be over in 10 minutes, and we're still in downtown, half an hour away, and the bus driver fell asleep.
He just wanted to sneak you.
I wanted to wake him up.
And Campbell did not believe me. I was like, Campbell, he is 100% asleep. And Campbell's like, no, I think he's just looking at his phone. And then everyone clicked on, and
then after that, so the tour was meant to finish at 4. That was 4:30. He dropped one couple off in downtown, and then did 5 more stops, and went all the way out past Universal, which is literally half an hour away from where we were. So we ended up getting home till 6 o'clock, and then finish at 4.
I think it was later than 6.
It was 10 past 6 or something. So it was just that was a long couple of hours on a bus. It was hot and it was just shit. That was the one to kill Bruce for that. He got fucked all the tip.
Bloody Bruce.
It was so good at the start.
Yeah, like
it was like
beaches.
really, really good at the start. Just the afternoon really let him down.
Yeah, the lays was shit. Hangover. Actually, the New Orleans Super City tour was terrible. It was a 2-hour tour of just nothing, and I don't even know how I got on the bus. I had to walk to the bus.
Yeah, me
I was that hungover, and we went straight back to bed. Got Millie's fried chicken and was asleep by 4:30.
Went to sleep for 16 hours.
So that leads into tell us your antics and share us some funny stories. I know you've got a really good one.
We'll go with New Orleans.
New Orleans was definitely the top antics.
I had Jazza Cook messaged me about these original hand grenades, and he reckons they're so potent, carrying on. He said that Timmy had like 4 one night and blacked out. And I was like, they can't be that strong. So I had maybe 4 or 5 beers with tea and at some piano bar. So we find this tropical isle, or whatever it's called, to sell the original hand grenades. So I got one frozen, and then I realised that wasn't going to be the strongest. So then I got 3 more on the rocks, which are pretty much straight, like it's no mixture at all. And I looked it up later. It's got like ethanol. And it's basically moonshine. So I had 4 of them, and I couldn't tell you much after that.
I had 1.
And
I think I had 1 and a little bit.
Then we had some Jello shots of it. And then who knows after that? We went to a couple of clubs. I had no idea.
We don't even know how we got home, really.
And then someone spewed on the floor.
I've still got chunks of stew in my hair extensions.
And then the next day, I've never been so crook in my life. Like footy trips, whatever, like usually can soldier on. That next day I was a broken man. We slept through, we meant to catch a 12 o'clock tour.
No, first it was meant to be 9 a.m. and then we were like, nah, we'll have a couple of drinks, we'll change it to 12 p.m. and so that we can have a little bit of a sleep in. Woke up at 12. And then
I had to go reschedule to 2. I don't even know how we managed to get
I don't even know why we bothered. That was probably the low light of the whole trip.
That was a struggle.
That tour.
But yeah, that Bourbon Street is just crazy. They sell daiquiris just on you just walk the streets, do what you want. Like, as I said, I don't remember getting home. Apparently we went to another club after the first club we went to. I don't barely remember getting in. I don't remember
getting in, I just remember leaving.
Yeah, so there you go. And then, I don't know what time. Did we get home? What, 3 o'clock maybe?
I don't know what time. I don't know what time it was.
I think I checked Snapchat and who knows? But that was probably the biggest night. It was a big night in Vegas. We went to that R&B club.
Yeah, you were the last man standing.
We were the last ones to leave the club. I got home at about 4. And then, it wasn't too bad the next day. But that sort of put a hold on us a bit the next day. We slept into 2 o'clock, I think. And then went and got the buffet.
I don't think we left the hotel till like nearly 4 o'clock.
Yeah, we went and got Caesar's buffet and then wandered the streets, and that was about it.
Vegas definitely did a few numbers on me, I'll tell you. But I haven't been to New Orleans, so.
I can't hear.
Oh, is it your flight? Alright, well, thanks.
Any more questions?
Nah, that's it. Thanks for the update, and I'll see you in 2 hours, 3 hours.
Yeah, no worries.
Alright, thanks heaps.
Yeah, bye.
Bye. Dad's going to time out from this one, unless he has something nice to say, but he's going to get a beer. So I'm going to combine my recommendation into something that will hopefully motivate you to see the brighter side of life. I want you to start a gratitude diary. So go buy a nice notebook or set it up on your phone, but everyone should really try this. I do it every night, most nights. And the more you practice it, the more you automatically start being grateful for the small things in life. And the happier, I've been so much happier since I've started to be grateful for everything. So any motivational talker or life coach will tell you the most important thing you need to do to motivate yourself and to kickstart your goals and to generally just be happy is if you express gratitude. Dad, are you grateful?
I am really grateful, yes.
And your dad, actually, you express gratitude a lot. You're very good at this, expressing gratitude. Do you wake up every morning and think of things you're grateful for?
Yeah, I do.
So, Dad...
Mostly to be alive.
Yeah.
Healthy.
Yeah.
Fit and happy.
Yeah, and the rest comes. So, that chair is killing me.
It is.
I actually can't express how important it is for your overall mental and physical health, and it can really open your mind up to opportunities that you didn't think were possible. And there are so many benefits for expressing gratitude, and I found a website that actually lists them, so I'll post those in my show notes for you to check out. And just make a note, a diary, or even if you wake up every morning, and list what you're grateful for before you even step out of bed. And just let me know how you go, because expressing gratitude will definitely improve your motivation and your positive thinking and your positive self-talk. I'll actually post a photo of my diary. It's just a little one. I only write one a day, but you can list as many as you like, and just make this a habit. And once it becomes a habit, you'll find that you're a lot more positive. And when things are bad, you find yourself appreciating what you do have and not what you don't have, which definitely leads to my quote for the fortnight. But before I do the quote, Dad, do you have anything to add about being grateful?
I do, yeah. A lot of people don't realise how many good things they've done in their life and how many great things they've done in their life. And when you get a bit down, if you have a look back and think back at what you've done and what you've achieved, you realise that you've got a lot to be grateful for, and you've probably given other people a lot to be grateful for.
Couldn't have said it any better myself. Thanks for that, Dad. So the quote I want to in this podcast is from Prince EA, which I've recommended people check out. And it's, sometimes life doesn't give you what you want, not because you don't deserve it, but because you deserve better. And that's probably happened a lot of times in our lives. We can probably all think about that. So if you just think about something you've failed at, or any time that you've had failure in your life, and don't think of it as a bad thing, think of it as a learning experience. And this is why that quote is so powerful. Failure means that you've learnt a lesson, and next time you'll do better. Someone actually asked me, what is something you've learnt from the last time you failed? And just think about it. Think about something you've failed at, and I bet you will be able to find something that you've learnt from it. And for me, I think some of the things I've learnt from failures in the past is to forgive, and to forgive the past, to live in the now more, to never lose who you are for anyone, and to always love yourself. That's kind of one of the things I've learnt from failures I've had in my past, but just think about yours and you'll find that you've definitely learnt from something like that. Have you learnt from anything that you've failed at?
Oh, as you get older, you learn a lot of things that you might have thought were a failure at the time. When you get a chance to reflect back on what you've done in your life, you realise some failures led to a lot of successes, and that's probably the best way to look at it. Don't see it as a failure, see it as a door to another success. Yeah,
that's a great way of putting it. Thanks for that. You're very wise on the Great Northerns. But that's it for me. So just to finish off and perfectly with the quote is, just make sure you always love yourself, because no one else will and you don't. So I'll catch you later, and I'll talk to you when I get back from Vietnam. Thanks for joining, Dad.
No problem.
And I'm sure you'll hear from us soon. Bye. I hope you got something out of today's show. I hope you had a bit of a laugh with Dad and I. If you liked this podcast, don't forget to tell your amazing friends. Also subscribe, rate and review on iTunes. It'll take you only a few minutes, but will go a long way to help me out. You can also look for more information on this show by clicking on the link in the description, which will take you to my blog where you can read the show notes. You can also find me on Instagram @_Mariah McInnes_ or at my traveller page @A Traveller's Antics. And also, again, if you have any questions, please email me at mariah_McInnes22@outlook.com. Also, if you want to read more from me, you can check out my blog at atravellersantics.blog. And what should you read for the fortnight? Well, I have a cool blog on the night noodle market in Melbourne, one of my favourite markets ever. I enjoy it every year, and I usually go twice, but I can't this time. But they also offer these in Sydney, Perth, Brisbane and Canberra, so make sure you check those out. And as for the other content, I hope it's on my holiday. Just, we'll have to wait and see, but go onto my blog and you can read anything that I've written. You sure you don't want to sing a song?
Oh Lord, it's hard to be humble when I'm perfect in every way. I can't wait to look in the mirror, 'cause I get better looking each day. To know me is to love me. Well, I must be one hell of a man. Oh Lord, it's hard to be humble, but I'm doing the best that I can. I'm
putting that on there 100%.
Yeah, no.
So long, farewell, I bid you all good night to you and you,
Yeah, you'll be like that,
and you,
mate.
and you, and you, goodbye.